This episode of FineScale Modeler's new product rundown features Meng's F-106, AFV Club's Husky, Zvezda's 777-300, Batman's latest ride from Moebius, and Eduard's F-86.
Hi, and welcome to New Product Rundown. I'm Aaron Skinner.
And I'm Elizabeth Nash. We're here twice a month to give you guys and girls a closer look at the latest kits.
That's right, and we start this episode with Meng's much-anticipated 1/72nd scale F-106A.
It was only a matter of time before Meng kitted the Delta Dart after the appearance of its predecessor, the F-102, in 2012.
The progress Meng has made in the intervening years is clear in the finer surface moldings and the more comprehensive detail.
Check out the exquisite panel lines and rivets on the fuselage.
The single-seat airplane is crammed with stuff, including a detailed cockpit and engine.
There's plenty to see in the front office. Optional parts provide Convair rotational B and Weber 00 ejection seats with molded harnesses as well as early and late panels.
Decal dials and photo etch faces jazz up the panels.
Full intake trunks extend to the engine front, which doubles as a bulkhead.
There's detail molded inside the jet pipe, and the exhaust nozzle is two rings that should preclude awkward filing.
The right and left wings are molded together with integral wheel well and weapons bays joining them.
The elevons are separate, with optional actuator fairings to pose them in the neutral position or slightly drooped.
A separate rudder grazes the fin. The latter part is molded in halves with much of the spine.
Optional parts and minor surgery allow for the speed brakes to be posed open or closed.
The belly's fully appointed weapons bay features bulkheads and extended launch rails for Falcon missiles. AIM-4F and AIM-4Gs are included.
You can fit either an AIR-2 nuclear rocket or a gun pod in the rear center of the bay.
Optional open bay doors make room for the gun. If you prefer to button up your Delta Dart, solid closed door sections seal the belly.
Meng provides a cart for the AIR-2 and cases for the Falcons if you want to display them out of the bay.
Two sizes of drop tank, 230-gallon and 360-gallon, can be slung under the wings.
Other features include sharp intake lips,
crisply molded landing gear legs,
optional main wheels,
a nifty one-piece inner main gear doors,
detailed avionics bays,
and nose radar,
a PE boarding ladder,
FOD covers for the intakes,
and optional early framed and late blown canopies.
Clear parts also provide strobe and position lights.
Most of the options are clearly labeled in the instructions for one of the three marking options.
One is an early F-106A with the 539th Fighter Interceptor Squadron at McGuire Air Force Base in 1960.
The other two are National Guard birds, one from Montana, the other New Jersey.
Packed with bells and whistles, Meng's Delta Dart is now the ultimate F-106 in 1/72nd scale. Next, we have the 1/35th scale Husky Mark III from AFV Club.
Looking like it would be at home with Imperator Furiosa behind the wheel, the Husky has served with U.S. forces in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Developed in South Africa, the VMMD, or Vehicle Mounted Mine Detector, uses ground-penetrating radar to locate mines and IEDs.
Low ground pressure means the vehicle is less likely to set off a mine, and the V-shaped hull and offset suspension gives the crew a lot better protection.
Molded in tan plastic, AFV Club's Husky looks terrific, with sharp surface detail, no flash, and minimal mold seams.
The one-person cab features a detailed floor and controls, seat, and steering wheel.
The walls are individual panels with minor injector pin marks on inside surfaces.
Clear parts provide the ballistic glass windows and light lenses.
The cab fits onto a boxy hull with a wedge-shaped underside.
The GPR plates attach to the hull and are designed to move.
The Husky suspension isn't so much under it as it is front and center. Each unit includes axles and leaf springs.
They attach to frames with fenders, mud flaps, and drive shafts.
While the parts are scale thin, the frames in particular are molded together and should provide a lot of strength.
Plumbing for the suspension and associated mine clearing equipment is supplied in thin, flexible black vinyl.
Black vinyl is also used for the beautiful tires, which feature distinctive tread, sidewall information, and no visible mold seam.
Photo etch brass provides steps.
A small decal sheet provides placards and markings for two nondescript Huskies in overall desert sand.
These are the kind of models that just make this hobby a ton of fun, interesting to look at, and detailed.
Our third kit today is Zvezda's 1/144 scale Boeing 777-300ER.
Clocking in at more than 242 feet, the 777-300 is one of the longest airliners in service today.
bested only by Airbus's A340-600 and 747-8. So it's a big model, 20.2 inches long.
It's a big model. Typical of Zvezda's airliners, the major airframe parts are marked by fine recessed panel lines and door outlines.
The cabin windows are molded open with clear inserts provided. The windscreen insert has faint engraved frames.
The wing is molded with a single lower span incorporating the center belly.
The upper wing halves include sharp trailing edges and the full swept wingtips.
Take a look at the engine parts. Zvezda provides a ton of detail that sets these a cut above,
including two-part interlocking fans, sleeves inside the main body, and single-piece rings for the intake lips and afterbody.
The landing gear is equally nice, with hub and tread detail on the wheels and scale-thin struts and actuators.
Closed doors are supplied along with a stand if you want to model the big bird in flight.
The large decal sheet provides markings for Boeing's colorful house livery applied to the airliner during the testing and marketing in 2003.
Door frames and some stenciling is here, even the blocked window, but none of the launch customer tails as seen on the full-size airplane.
Or emergency paths or wing stripes, but most modelers will hit the aftermarket to find one of the actual airline customers.
Not as detailed as Zvezda's Ultimate Kit airliners, the 777-300ER is still a high-quality kit.
And you'll need to clear some room on your workbench and display shelves. I'm thinking one would look great in Virgin Australia livery. And once the 777 is off my workbench, I'll be tackling this puppy, Moebius's 125th scale Batmobile.
This is the transport of the Cape Crusader in Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, due in theaters later this month.
So this kit hits store shelves at exactly the right time, and it looks sweet.
This kit merges the heavy lines from the Tumbler of the Dark Knight trilogy with the sleeker Batmobile of previous films.
All with shapes Formula One fans can appreciate. The medium gray parts show fine recessed lines.
The single-part chassis includes the rear axle and front suspension.
The interior has seats, steering wheel, shift lever, and dashboard.
There's an engine and transaxle visible at the back. The canopy can be left loose to display the cockpit.
Clear parts provide the windshield and headlights.
Wings of various shapes with detail on both sides comprise the balance of the body.
Spindly but strong struts support the wings around the back end.
Firm but flexible vinyl tires give the crime-fighting machine traction.
They slip over hefty wheels,
which in turn slip over axles. Fancy fenders wrap the wheels.
No decals are provided for this stealthy, one-of-a-kind vehicle, but comprehensive painting directions are given in color photos.
Great looking kit. I guess there's only one thing to say. To the man cave, there's no time to lose.
Finally, let's take a quick gander at the latest of Eduard's limited edition reboxings of other manufacturers' kits, the Ultimate Sabre in 1/48 scale.
The plastic in this box comes from Hasegawa's very capable F-86F with the 6.3 wing.
As with all things Hasegawa, the parts are marked with fine engraved panel lines.
Features include long intake and jet pipe, and posable canopy and speed brakes.
Yeah, it's a nice kit, but Eduard takes it up a couple of notches with new parts including a resin ejection seat.
Color photo etch enhances the cockpit.
Another PE fret provides structural elements for the turtle deck and gun sight.
A mast set aids painting.
The highlight is the decals and marking options.
Printed by Cartograph, the sheet provides markings, including numerous stencils for 5 colorful sabers.
4 are Korean warfighters, including John Glenn's MiG Mad Marine and James Hagerstrom's MiG Poison.
Pretty plain and pretty markings. Definitely worth picking up if you like sabers.
Look for reviews of the F-106, Husky, and Batmobile in upcoming issues of FineScale Modeler magazine.
And you can see more new products in the April issue on sale now.
Thanks for visiting FineScale.com. I'm Batman.
And I'm not wearing hockey pants.
The Rocky Horror Batman. And Robin would be a good Brad. And Poison Ivy could be magenta.
Mr. Freeze needs to come in at some point. Oh, he's Meatloaf. Can we film this?
Trying to think who'd make
Casey,
a good
can we?
Janet. What? Trying to think who'd make a good Janet.
There's
I'm just a sweet Batman.
outtake. Say it again.
The building was tall, but I climbed it. There's a light over at the Wayne Manor.
bat signal.